Welcome back. We are so thrilled and excited because in the studio with us live, we have Linda B. Hall, and she is the founder of an amazing organization called InClusion ClubHouse. So welcome to Autism Live.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
And talk to us a little bit about what is InClusion ClubHouse, and then I want you to tell us how it got started. So however that figures for you in your storytelling.
Okay. Well, we have 4 children. My husband's an actor and he works a lot. And so it's really hard finding things for everyone. My oldest has cerebral palsy. She's in a wheelchair. She's fully dependent on me for everything that she does. And then I have an 11, a 10, and a 2-year-old, all which are very, very, very active, and all which need their own activities and their own things. While Janai, who is my oldest, also needs to be involved and feel included, and she just wants to be like the rest of them. And so finding places and things that we could all do as a family that were accessible and adaptable for her, as well as keeping the other kids busy. I mean, they're easy to entertain. They're kids who are typically able of entertaining themselves, but what I am finding, and I call myself now the 24/7 Uber, because between basketball and dance and soccer and football and all of the things that kids do in Janai's therapy, I'm like all over the place. Like I'm all the way in from Northridge to downtown LA, and it's a lot. And so my vision was to create a space that has something for everyone.
Okay.
Kind of like a YMCA, but that is more accessible and adaptable for those who are the most severely disabled kids. So my daughter's in a wheelchair. She needs diaper changing, feeding, like everything needs to be done for her. So kids like her have a harder time. Like, yes, there are places who now have camps for kids with special needs. And yes, there are places who hold dance classes or adaptive sports and things like that. But I have yet to find a space that has something for all of our kids.
Right.
Like those who are typically abled could have they could go do sports and recreational activities and social things with their typical peers, as well as our kids with special needs, but then also classes where they could integrate and be inclusive, and we could teach the typical kids how to interact with those who are less able and need assistance. A place where siblings can interact with other siblings going through similar situations. And I use my daughter as an example all the time. Jada shares a room with Janai. And since I want to say Jada was 4, she's had to deal with her sister having seizures in the middle of the night.
Right.
And so she would be the one to wake up in the middle of the night screaming, "Mommy, Mommy, come down. Janai's having a seizure."
Right.
And that's not something that probably any of her friends can relate to, or most of her friends would even know what to do in that situation. And a place where she could meet other siblings going through the same feelings. Also a place for us as parents to just be able to be in a space where we know that everyone isn't looking at us in a way of judgment, or you can't control your kids, or just fear.
Right.
I guess because I think fear has a lot to do with the ignorance that we,
what people don't know, they don't understand, and they fear.
Absolutely.
Which is inappropriate, and we need to mow those barriers down. But it isn't until we have places like InClusion ClubHouse where we set out from the beginning and say this is a place, and the rules are everybody gets considered, everybody gets included, and we don't shove everybody off into little boxes and go, there you are.
Right.
Because really that's what we want for society.
Correct.
We want to get to the point where we are inclusive and everybody is invited in and considered. We're not going to get there unless we do it with our kids.
Correct.
So what a wonderful thing that you have created. And you have different events throughout the year.
Correct.
And you have got an event that's coming up next weekend.
Yes,
Talk to us about it.
Okay, so we have, this is our 5th annual Special Needs Family Prom. And I don't know, I'm debating on changing the name from Prom because it's so much more than prom. And I think sometimes people get hung up on that, like, oh, it's only for high school kids.
We've got a picture here.
Yes.
Look at that.
Like
that looks like,
oh my God.
it looks like a rave.
Yeah, they had so much fun. All the kids were on the dance floor. I mean, the performers even got on the dance floor. We had the Rolettes come out and put on a dance for us. It really, the kids are amazing. A friend of ours, Kobe, that we have.
Kobe Bird. You guys love Kobe.
He, last year was the first time he came to prom. And this year I had him go with me on Table for Five on LA Talk Radio and talk about his experience at prom. And it was just amazing to hear from him the fact that, like, a lot of times our kids don't see themselves in these situations because either they're a little shy or embarrassed, they're afraid that they're going to be judged, they don't know what to do, they might feel a little awkward. And he summed it up best. He's like, it felt like family. And I was super nervous, and this just made me feel like home. Like it was, everyone was dancing, the performers would come off stage and get on the dance floor with the kids got on stage with the performers, and it really is, it allows us to see what a little bit of what Inclusion Clubhouse would be like, because you have community members, typical kids interacting with those with special needs, and the siblings too. Last year we had a mom, I'm not sure if you know Dejour, she's also a friend with Kobe's, but she has Down syndrome, and she is just a light. She's just very outgoing and very social, and she has a little sister and a little brother, and her sister came to prom as well. And the sister's a little more shy because her big sister gets all the attention and requires the most assistance with everything, even though she's very outgoing and outspoken. And her mom came up to me and was just like, this is amazing. My daughter doesn't, socialize with anyone because she's always, her sister's getting all the attention, so she's really shy. And she was like, your daughter just really pulled her in and showed her the way and, introduced her to people and had a great time. And, and then I asked my daughter, she's like, well, Mom, I know exactly how she feels. I know what she's going through. And that was without me even saying, like, this is why I'm doing it. But she came out, and my daughter's 11, and she was like, I could tell, like, and that's how I feel a lot of times with Chennai. And so I wanted to make sure that she wasn't sad because it's a happy time.
Well, I always say that, the siblings of our special needs kids are they grow up to be incredible people. They're incredible kids, and they grow up to be incredible people because they're taught all the things that we really need to front load everybody with, which is that it's not always about me, that sometimes somebody has something going on that you may not be able to discern just by looking at them, and that there are other things that sometimes are more important. And when you send people out into the world like that, they're game changers. They really, really are. And so I love the fact that as much as it's about including those who have different abilities and different needs, it's about bringing their siblings along with them as well, to help create the change that it is that you're looking to see. So what a wonderful thing. So for people that where is the prom held?
Okay, so this year it's going to be at Lowe's Hollywood Hotel.
Okay.
Hollywood and Highland.
So you'd have to be in the Hollywood, California area to come, or be willing to travel to come to it. But people can buy tickets to come.
They can go on our website, www.inclusionclubhouse.org.
Okay.
We also, if you're following us on social media, at Inclusion Clubhouse or at Linda Baptista Hall, there's a direct link on our profile that will take you directly to the ticket page.
Okay.
And to hit on that, every year we have people who travel. We have people who travel from Northern California for like the past 3 years. We've had people come from Florida, from North Carolina, Virginia. So every year, Chicago, we've had people come from all different places. So for me, if you're anywhere in SoCal, it's an easy drive.
Right.
But,
so you can get tickets to come. And what all does the ticket price include?
So the ticket price for prom includes food. We do a red carpet. Everyone's welcome on the carpet, and the kids, of course, love that.
Right.
So we have the ballroom where all the dancing, the live entertainment, a DJ. We're also working with Jazz Hands for Autism, so they're providing us with the DJ, also some performers. So the other thing with me and Prom is really encouraging all of our special needs community to just live their best lives.
Yeah.
And if they enjoy singing, if they perform, if they have any talents, Prom is a place where they're welcome to showcase them as well. We're big on that. So it could always perform next year if that's something that you like to do. But yeah, then we also have a sensory room. So given that some of our kids don't like loud noises or lots of flashing lights and things, we also have a sensory room separate from the ballroom that is usually more of a quiet space. Every year it's themed out. Last year was Aladdin, and this year is the Enchanted Forest.
Love it.
So this year we're looking at more like water and like waterfalls or streams, because I'm thinking of Enchanted and Forest, and we'll have like water play. We'll have face painting. We have someone doing silhouettes. We also have a few sponsors from I believe the Miracle Project will be there. So we've reached out to other organizations to come and create like their own little sensory table for the kids. We typically have like arts and crafts as well for them to stay busy. They can do prom photos in there. So each year we have different activities in the sensory room for the kids to be entertained outside of the ballroom, or if they just need a break space. Last year with Aladdin, we had like those tents, the Arabian tents full of pillows, and and there were jewels and fabrics that they could touch and play with, and we had like kinetic sand so that it was like Arabian themed. But yeah, it's just a space where they can go and take a break if needed, and then go back to having fun.
We can't overstate the importance of having a place where you can go where you feel like you're invited, where you're not going to be shunned, and have it be a celebratory space. And also having it be something that's year in, that's year out. It gives something for families to look forward to, something for the kids to look forward to, a place to connect with other people, like-minded people. And it is for all abilities. So it is not an autism event, but certainly autism is welcome at the event. And you will be able to see people who are dealing with things other than autism, which I think is good for the autism community, because a lot of times we get so insulated in autism that we don't see that there are other people with other challenges that are very, very real, and that we can work together. That there's nothing better than when our kids are able to make friends with people of all abilities, because then we're spreading exactly what we need to spread. So really remarkable. Again, they can get the tickets. What is the ticket price?
I believe, because we had sales and whatnot.
All right, check out on the website. Then.
Yes,
you don't want to misquote. Check out on the website.
And also, if you follow us on social media, we're going to be offering flash sales.
Okay.
So we also had free tickets for a special needs guest.
Okay.
And their +1.
Okay.
Not sure how many are still left.
Okay.
Because I think I started with like 25, and
all right.
I may be already sold at 20 sold.
Okay.
So, but please feel free to check the website. And if the free tickets are all out, I know it's $50 for the regular, and then $25 for kids under 14.
Okay. So check it out so that you see the vast array of what's available. And but this is not the only event that you guys do. You have other events too, and I'm sure that you have to be doing some fundraising to make this kind of thing possible. So tell us what else you have coming up, and if there's somebody who sees this and goes, oh, I want to be a part of this, I want to help, I want to fundraise, or my company wants to sponsor, what they would do, where they would go.
Well, you can find all that on our website, inclusionclubhouse.org. But yeah, absolutely. We definitely need sponsors, donors. Prom is, gotten really expensive. It started off very small, but each year it gets bigger and bigger because we get more kids. And for me, it's really about making sure that these kids can come to prom and that their families can experience it. And so I offer a lot of free tickets. And if I have someone call me up, hey, you're out of free tickets, but we really want to come, I'm like, all right, come on, I'll just write you in. Okay. Because it really, for me, yes, it's a fundraiser. And yes, we need to raise money. But for me, it's more of just that feeling of being in that space and watching how much they appreciate it and how much they love it, that it's more about that. So, but we definitely need sponsors to help us continue to make it happen.
Because your family has to keep progressing, and this can't all be out of your pockets, and
correct.
People need to realize that. That's why, if you can afford the ticket price, pay the ticket price, because that helps her to be able to put on these events.
Correct.
So, but what else do you have going on this year?
We have our kids karaoke, which is amazing. Last year, it was last October, we did our first, and Kobe performed.
And he is a fantastic singer.
Gosh,
a lot of our viewers know Kobe, and they saw him first when he was a part of Miracle Project and had seen him sing on the show. But then many more people came and watched him after they saw him on The Good Doctor. But he's awesome. He is quite the singer, and gets better every year.
Time.
My goodness.
He's amazing. But what was great about it is that we kind of made it a contest. So we had lots of typical kids submitting, like, I want to sing on stage. And it was really great. And so we had all these kids who wanted to perform. And we did it like karaoke. And we did it kind of like celebrity. We had celebrities judge. So this year, for the kids karaoke, we had kid celebrities, which was really cool. Really cool. We had some Disney kids. We had, Real Downs, who's on, I believe, what's that show? Henry Danger, I think.
I'm
Harry
slightly
Henry
out
Danger.
of the loop on what the kids' shows are at Disney right now. I apologize.
And then Girl Meets World. I don't know if you remember Boy Meets World, but one of the girls on Girl Meets World, and her little sister, who is then on an adult show, but plays the kid on an adult show with Ryan Phillippe. So it was really fun. I mean, we also had adult celebrities judging as well. We had Shanice, the singer, and my husband, and Jason Canella. But it was more about the kids. Right. And, they got on stage. And for those, we had kids with autism perform. We had kids with Down syndrome perform. And then for those who couldn't sing, a lot of our typical kids just had them get up on stage with them and perform with them, and either be backup dancers or just whatever they wanted to do on stage, which was really great to see how compassionate the kids are. And that for me is a big thing. Like, I want to bridge that gap, and I want to teach compassion and patience and tolerance and acceptance and all of that stuff. And I hope that by creating more of these events and having a space where we can just have these happen all the time. Right now, I'm kind of begging and borrowing for space or paying for space in order to do them, versus having a space that we can just run this stuff and have this stuff happening all the time.
Well, we're going to wish that upon you. We have to let you go, because I know you have other things to do today to get ready for prom. But I want to thank you for taking the time to come in today and share this with us, and the work that you're doing, inclusionclubhouse.org. Check it out, you guys, and come to one of these events and feel it is so soothing when you can go someplace and feel like you're a part of. That is part of what we all need to feel. You need to feel it. Your kids need to feel it. All of your kids need to feel it. So participate in any way that you can. Thank you so much for coming with us.